welcome to another edition of Did You Know Doctor Who, what you may or may not known about Doctor Who. This time we're going to have a look at one of the most beloved stories, one of the most beloved Fourth Doctor stories, City of Death. I hope you enjoy. Most obviously, this is the first Doctor Who story to be filmed on location outside of the UK, in this case, France. This serial is the highest rated Doctor Who story ever, reaching 16.1 million viewers. No other story has ever beaten this. However, this was helped by the fact that there was a strike at ITV at the time. K9 was meant to have appeared in this story, but was prohibited because of all the travel costs to bring a robot and all the operators over. Despite this, K9 does sort of appear in this story as the Doctor greets him when entering the TARDIS. This is the third story to be set in France, the first being Reign of Terror and the second being The Massacre. However, this is the only story of the three that is completed, because the other two are missing. Working titles for this story were A Gamble with Time, and probably my favourite, The Curse of Sephiroth. Yes, you heard that right. It was going to be called The Curse of Sephiroth. However, it is not referring to the Final Fantasy VII character of the same name, because, well, that game won't be released until 1997, but rather refers to the original name of Sephiroth. The story was written to be more serious, however, David Fisher was going through a divorce at the time, and Douglas Adams finished off the script, adding humour and other moments into the story. Douglas Adams and Michael Hayes cameo in the story. Adams is drinking wine at a bar, while Hayes is a man carrying a case who exits a train. According to many fan polls, City of Death has ranked highly and is considered one of the best Doctor Who stories ever made. There are several celebrities in the story, from Julian Glover, Catherine Schnell, David Graham, Eleanor Bron, and most famously, John Cleese. During the broadcast of the story, Marvel Comics UK launched Doctor Who Weekly. Between Part 2 and 3, Douglas Adams also published his famous novel, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm sure many of you probably heard of it. Julian Glover was reluctant to don the Jaggeroth mask created for scenes where Scaroloni had to shed his human disguise, as he felt the mask would impede his performance. As a result, he doubled with Richard Sheekley in many of these scenes. As of 2019, the primitive Earth depicted in this is inaccurate, as it was discovered the first signs of life were around 3.77 billion years ago, as opposed to 400 million years ago as depicted in the show. This story is based on the real-life 1911 theft of the Mona Lisa by Vincent Perugia. Lala Ward rejected her original costume of a silver jumpsuit for a schoolgirl outfit, unaware that plenty of the people in France and the production had a fetish for it, and made her uncomfortable. The story was originally going to begin with the Doctor and Romana standing on top of the Eiffel Tower, with the camera zooming back to reveal this. However, the lens needed was unavailable at the time. Tom Chapman was cast as Duggan on the account of his resemblance to Tintin. Lala Ward considered filming for this serial to be the most difficult for her in her time in Doctor Who, but felt it was worth it. Similarly, Julian Glover was unimpressed with the script, however loved the final product. At one point, the story was to be set in Las Vegas. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. City of Death is deserving of its high praise. It is a truly fantastic story. Mind you, I do think that a lot of its praise does come from the fact that Destiny of the Daleks was the previous story and Destiny of the Daleks was absolutely awful, but City of Death deserves the high praise it gets. It is certainly the high point of Doctor Who for obvious reasons. It is just a really fun story, and you can tell that the production at this time was at its best, from the costume design to the obviously setting, and even the cinematography is absolutely phenomenal in City of Death. City of Death is genuinely really, really good. I absolutely love it. I love the mystery that's built up. I love the villain in this. And the Doctor is all sorts of fun during this entire adventure. City of Death definitely deserves this high approval, and I totally recommend that you watch it if you haven't seen City of Death as of yet. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Did You Know Doctor Who, and I'll see you next time.